record. And it doesn't matter how long we talk today because I bought like the paid version, so we're not cheapos.
Yay.
Well, actually, I'm not a cheapo anymore. So yeah, so we don't have to worry about like talking super fast and like trying to get everything in like 40 minutes because we have like, I mean, obviously we're not going to talk for 2 hours, but if we want to take an hour, we have a full hour to just hang out with each other, which is cool. So I wanted to actually, you know what? Let me pull up the leaderboard because we have some new faces on it and I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Yeah, I gotta pull that up. Hold on. All right. So is it gonna work? Where'd you guys go? Oh, I lost the video thing.
I'm still here.
No, I just lost the screen and all these like windows. So I wanted to start by congratulating a new coach of the week with Amber Salmon, our coach of the week. Yay! She's not on the call, but we're cheering for her anyway. Amber has 8 Success Club points, and it's only January like 13th, which is really awesome. She's like super close to hitting Success Club 10, and she's gonna do it this month. She's also gonna get that cruise. I know she's gonna go on that, or the trip, not the cruise. The trip. So about that trip, right? We're all going to be going on that trip. So I don't want to, I mean, I'm not telling you that you have to charge $300 on your card if you don't have it. I understand that. But I just want to let you know that if you earn that trip at the end of the year, which you will, because all you need to do is hit Success Club consistently, and all of you can do that. If it gets to the end of the year and you have done that and you have earned yourself that free trip and you can't go on that trip because you didn't register and you didn't get yourself in there, then that's like really sad. I would be so upset. I would probably cry for like the whole time you guys were there. So don't do that to yourself. Like just don't give yourself that option to fail. Oh, Carolyn just texted me. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. She said she got in a car accident. That's not
Oh no.
I got home from the car accident. I'm kind of freaking out, so I'm not going to be able to focus. Oh my God. Sorry. Hold on, I got to answer her. This is.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah, so don't give yourself the option to fail. Don't say, I don't know, like, what if I don't make Success Club and then I don't get to go on the trip? Like, don't give yourself that option. You're setting yourself up to fail that way. Like, just you put that money on your card, you bet your butt you're gonna work your ass off to get on that trip because you just paid $300 to get on that trip. So you're gonna do anything possible to make it happen. And that's just my little side note of the day. But let's congratulate Amber. Get back to that. So excited that she's our new coach of the week. She's doing awesome. She's actually really freaking close to hitting diamond, which is so cool. I think how long has she been a coach? Like a couple months, right?
A few months. I would have to go back and look. I feel like maybe 4-ish. I should know offhand. Not very long.
Yeah, it's probably close to like maybe 4, maybe 5, but not that long. So
No.
you know what has been really awesome to see? That each person who has hit diamond has been hitting diamond that much faster than the last. So our first diamond, we had Carolyn Walker on our team. I think it took about, well, for me, actually, it took me like 8 months to hit diamond. And then from there we had Carolyn, and then we had Emmy, and then we had Lauren, who hit diamond in like 4 freaking months because she's like an alien. But now we have Amber, and she hit diamond even faster, or almost hitting it. So it's like really cool to see the progression of our team. Like everyone is not only just having success, but our success is happening that much faster, and that will happen as our team grows. We have more resources, we have more leaders on our team, and it's just been really cool to see everybody like have success and hit diamond and hit emerald, which Speaking of emerald, we have a new emerald on our team. Bethany had just hit emerald today, so yay for Bethany. All right, and everybody else did a really awesome job too. We have a lot of people's names on here, a lot of people who are super close to hitting Success Club, and you have the whole month left to do it. So all of these people will be on the other side of the board in no time, very soon. Alrighty. So the main like topic of our call, I guess, is Super Saturday. I know a lot of you did go to a Super Saturday event, and that's really cool. I'm excited for those of you who did go. For those of you who couldn't go, don't worry about it. You can go next time, but we're going to fill you in on everything that you missed and hopefully convince you to go to a Super Saturday event next time. So I know we had Emmy was there, and Lauren went to one, Erica went to one, and Kayla went to one. So and I did too, but I don't want to start today because we have a lot of time and I want everyone to share. So who wants to go first? Don't all jump at once.
I'll go first if nobody else wants to, but I was hoping somebody else would.
I'm going to call you out. All right, go ahead, Lauren.
You say me?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be totally unorganized because as things were happening.
It's cool.
But our Super Saturday was actually really small in comparison. Like I saw everybody else's pictures and ours was like way smaller. But we still had some like really cool stuff. So things that I feel, I'll just go to like things that were kind of unique to ours since you guys probably got a little more.
Yeah, what happened?
We had one woman there who shared her story who had lost 390 plus pounds.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yes, like 2 whole people. And it started off by just her, she was over 700 pounds or over 600 pounds. And she started drinking Shakeology first. And she only was drinking Shakeology for like 6 months or so. Wasn't really doing any programs because she couldn't really exercise at that point. And during that time, she lost like 60 pounds and her body kind of started to function properly. And then we had found out, well, she was diagnosed with cancer. So then she like had to go through treatment for that. During that whole time, she continued to drink her Shakeology because it was giving her like key nutrients, which like chemo really breaks your body down. So that was helping her to feel like she still had energy and at the same time as all of this. And then once she finished her chemo, she did 7 rounds of 21-day fix. And that's how she ended up losing all that weight. And that, I mean, that like just, I know for me personally, like I didn't have a humongous transformation physically. You know, I've had like a mental one and whatever, and my whole outlook has changed, but it's like, it was incredible to hear like really what people are capable and of doing and what like the programs really can do for people. What was the question? Sorry. 7 rounds, yeah. Of 21-day fix. This was over the course of like 4, oh my God, not 71. That would be crazy. This was over the course of like 4 years. So that was one thing that I thought was really cool and like really stuck out in my mind. And then we also had a woman there who was a 1-star diamond from Las Vegas, and she actually owns her own personal training studio. And she got up and talked about why personal trainers and group fitness instructors should be coaches. And I thought this was like a great point, which I don't know about if any of you guys know personal trainers. I know we have a couple on the team, but like I work at a gym full of personal trainers, and not that they're super negative towards it, but I feel like they don't really understand what it could do for them. But she's been in the health and fitness business she has dozens of nutrition and fitness certifications. And what she had realized a couple years ago when she decided to become a Beachbody coach was that she couldn't help everybody with the way that her studio was being run, because she had people who were coming in either with not enough money for personal training sessions, or they were coming in and their schedules were, and she's only one person, so they were asking for times that she already had clients booked, and she was having to turn people away. And the reason she actually started was because she felt guilty and like it was really wrong that she would be turning people away when she's dedicated her entire life to helping people. So she started coaching and revamped her whole method, and now every single person who she has as a client at her personal training studio is also on a Beachbody program. So she coordinates her personal training schedules with them with their program that they're doing. Endorse a lot of supplement products, because anything that's like made of chemicals you can't pronounce, and she went into full detail on certain things that appear in a lot of products that we can't really digest properly. She talked a lot about, I don't know if anybody else gets this argument, but I have before. People say that there's not enough protein in Shakeology, and she touched on that and said that the people who originally put it in everyone's head that everyone needs so much protein at each meal are supplement companies. And in reality, you can't actually digest more than a certain amount of protein in a single meal. So people who are getting like 50 grams of protein in a meal are actually just damaging their kidneys. So that I thought was like an awesome point. And again, like I've heard that on multiple occasions from people as an objection to Shakeology. So that was really cool to listen to. And she also said she will not sell or will not endorse 95% of the products that are out there within her studio because of what's in them. And has like every certification in nutrition you can imagine. But Shakeology, she has every single client on Shakeology. Yeah. There was also the couple who ran ours did something that I thought was interesting, and I know it's hard for a lot of people to even get on our team call to begin with, but this is just a cool idea maybe for in the future. But the guy, his name is Scott, he runs his team, and for this year, he talked to his team, and they are doing a power hour as a team where they basically all get on a Zoom call together, sit down. He has a schedule, and he hits a timer, and it's just silence on a Zoom call while all of them focus in, and the timer goes off, and he says, okay, now go to your invites. Hits the timer again.
We tried that. Nobody showed up with me. That's what I was planning on doing. Like I posted about it and I asked like when you wanted to do a power hour. That's what it is. Got my timer. Yeah. It's all ready for you guys.
Oh. Awesome. Well, yeah, he said he does that with his team, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So I mean, those are like the really big takeaways that were, I would say, outside of the presentation part of it for me. Carolyn, you're muted.
I know, because my mom was talking. I had to tell her to be quiet. No, but that was really cool to hear from someone who actually does work at a gym, because I know I do have a few people who I'm talking to about being a coach, and they're trying to figure out how they can do it with their gym and how they can kind of work that out. So that's really neat to hear how somebody else does that with the protein. That gives us another way to combat an objection that we probably get a lot, like, oh, there's not enough protein in it. Well, you don't need that much because you just pee it out anyway. So whatever. You really do. So yeah, thank you for sharing all of that.
Welcome.
All right. Who else wants to go?
I'll go.
All right. Awesome. Go ahead.
Okay, so I went down to the Orlando Super Saturday with the Silverman team, which like that was awesome in itself, just like getting to meet some of you guys face to face. And I had at ours, we had Chelsea Pearson, who's a top coach, and her husband, and then Allie and Brent Upham, who are like in the Millionaires Club and have been coaching forever since the beginning. So Chelsea didn't actually speak, which was kind of disappointing, but her husband did. And so Rob Pearson, he had this really good line that he started with, and kind of the theme of our entire day was all focused inward on like mindset and working on you, which like as my team knows, I'm all about that stuff. So it was like right up my alley, and it was awesome. But he had this line about like, have you spent more time in the last month focused on somebody else than you have on yourself? And most of us probably have. And so he was like, don't you think you deserve more than that? And so that's kind of how he opened. And he talked a lot about really how you have to work on yourself first before you can help anybody else. And we get so caught up in like the business aspect and and if you're doing your improve the product, there's your physical fitness. So I like that way of thinking about it, where he's talked about the three vitals, not just in terms of business, but really in terms of your own well-being, which I thought was a cool way of thinking about it. And then Allie talked after that, Allie Upham, and she was talking a lot about the same types of things, like our main 2016, she was saying, to really just be to transfer belief products and transfer results and not get caught up in just successful points and challenge. This is if your head is stinking, your team, if your mindset is stinking, your team is shrinking. And I thought that was like really funny and really true. And I preach mindset stuff like all the time, because she just said, you know, if you're thinking negatively and you're thinking about how you're going to fail and you're worried about all the things you don't want to happen, that is damaging your team and it's damaging your success, which is so true. And she said, if you win in your head, then you win in life, like with this and with everything. So, oh, and she also had this exercise she made us all do, which I thought was like different than the other Super Saturdays I've been to, because those are all like really practical, like super tangible business tips. But this was a lot more, again, like internally focused. And so she had us all write down a joy goal, which she said we all have these big business goals and like our vision boards, but we forget about like what brings us joy. And that's what this business should be allowing us to do, is like things that we really love. So she was saying like an example of a joy goal would not be to hit 2-star, because are you going to enjoy every step of the way getting to 2-star? Like, no. Parts of it are going to be really hard, and you're going to have to sacrifice, and you're going to have to have tough days where you get upset. So a joy goal would be something that brings you joy every step of the way getting there. So like one lady in the audience wanted to open like a dog and cat rescue like sanctuary, I guess. And Beachbody is allowing her to do that because it's providing the money to do that. So like that's something that would be a joy goal. And I thought that was a really good idea, just to also think about that aspect and not just like business, but actually what's going to bring you joy. And okay, I had some other notes. She was also talking, I thought this was really true, is that we forget to think of this as an opportunity. We think of all of our 3 vitals as like, we have to do these. And we should really be thinking of them as like, we get to do these because this is awesome and amazing. And so I just thought that like mindset shift was really important to think about because, and she had a really good point, which I've been thinking about a lot this week, like the chaos and the stress in our life is never going to stop. Like, we're always going to have coaches, like, you know, things going wrong with our team, things going wrong with people we're talking to, like things going wrong in our personal life. And like she was sharing her story, which I don't know if you guys know it, but if you don't, you should really, really look her up because she started this like 6 years ago or more, I think. And she was like one of the first coaches, I guess. And she was literally homeless when she signed up. Like she was sleeping on friends' couches and she was, what was it that she said? Like over $200,000 worth in debt. And so, like, there's never going to be a time when all of your life just, like, aligns. And I think about it a lot when people are like, oh, I didn't have time to invite because I had a busy day or, like, my kid's sick or this and that and the other. And she was saying those things are never going to stop. Like, you're never going to hit a day where it's just, like, you have free time. You just have to work around that. And she said you just have to tell yourself that quitting is not an option. And when you do that, that's when your business starts to take off. And she said it took for her, she's in the Millionaires Club now. She said up until she hit that, her friends and her family still were telling her that she should quit this. And they were still telling her that this was a scam. And she had to literally be in 30 different fitness videos because she's in a lot of videos with Shalene, I think. And she had to be in 30 of those for people to start like, oh, okay, you've made it. Like, this is actually legit. So that was just eye-opening that, you know. And she was saying, like, when she was on her honeymoon, she was still working an hour a day on this because she was willing to do now what a lot of other people wouldn't want to do so that she could have what she has now, which is huge success down the road. So let me make sure. I think those were the main things I wanted to go over. Somebody from corporate also spoke to us. I can't remember her name, but Carolyn, I know you're friends with her on Facebook. It's Deshawn, I think, Deshawn Graves. I think she's like, I think she's in the Southeast, one of the managers. And she had a story about, like, she does a lot of hiking, like serious mountain climbing and stuff. So she was just talking, she just had a lot of, like, takeaway points. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the last one that she said was when we're in this, we have to remember our goal and we have to have those big goals in mind. But when you're in the midst of it on the day-to-day basis, like, don't keep the gigantic, scary mountain. Like, don't look at the giant mountain ahead of you that you have to climb. Just do it step by step at a time and, like, don't focus on anybody else that's climbing and, like, don't look around you and don't be like, oh my God, like 15 stars, so daunting, I'm never going to be able to do that. So just, like, remember how far you've come and don't focus on the giant, scary goals, even though you have to think about those, but don't let it, like, overwhelm you. So I thought that was a really good tip. So those were my notes that I'd highlighted. So that's all.
No, that was a lot of awesome takeaways. And I'm sorry that my computer, like, I don't know what happened. It logged me out and I logged back in, but it's still recording. So we got all of that. I'll have to watch it and see what I missed. But yeah, thanks for sharing all of that. That was really, really in depth. And it's so right though. Like, if you have a crappy mindset, then your business is going to suffer because of that. And where focus goes, energy flows. I mean, it sounds corny, but it's true. The more things that you focus on, like if you focus on like not being able to hit Success Club or not being able to hit Diamond or whatever, then you're not going to. Like, you don't want to focus on like, oh my God, what if this coach goes inactive? Then I'm going to drop rank. Like, don't focus on those things. Just focus on continuing to build your team. Focus on continuing to do the things that you know you need to do every day, and don't focus on like the what ifs, because they don't deserve your time. He's so funny, Nick. He's like making silly faces down there. Hi, I see you. He's so cute. All right. Well, thank you for sharing all of that. I know we have some other people who were at Super Saturday as well. Erica was there and Kayla was there. So do you want to share anything that you took away from the event? You can just unmute yourself.
The one that I went to is very small. It was their first time actually setting up at this place.
Mm-hmm.
normally they're in Edison. So it was just small, like bunch of people talked, met like it was actually this woman that me and Alyssa were talking to. She's doing February, and she was there right alongside of us working out.
Wow.
I was like, okay, if you're still working out after like 55 minutes, I'm still working out. And then just like the people who talk, there's 3 ladies who talked, and like one of them I really related to her story because she had hypothyroidism, which I also have. So it was just interesting to see and hear her story about it, and like how she lost a bunch of weight, then she got pregnant, then lost weight, and it's like just battling that back and forth, plus having trouble losing weight to begin with because of her disease.
Mm-hmm. And Jeff was there too, the corporate guy. Jeff, you met him.
Yes, we took
He's so nice.
Yes.
Well, that's exciting. I'm glad you and Alyssa went out to Super Saturday. I mean, you guys have only been coaching for a little while, but it's really awesome that you got out there and experienced that. And like you said, you can relate to her story, and that's what's important, that you can find at least one thing that you can relate to and just take that and use that as motivation. Like, if she can do it, I can do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys went.
It was fun. It really was.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Kayla?
Well, ours was really small too. Can you hear me? Am I unmuted?
No, I could hear you.
Okay. Yeah, ours was really small too, but we also had a snowstorm, so I don't know if that affected how many people normally show up. We didn't really have many speakers. It was basically like the one like trainer coach guy who kind of hosted it, and then there was one testimony, which was actually pretty good. But other than that, I mean, I left early because I had to make it to church. So I didn't stay for the workout. But other than that, I mean, I guess the most that I took away from it was from the testimony. He just basically said to focus on yourself, not on selling. And I don't think I've really been focusing on selling. But whatever I'm doing isn't really working for me yet. So I guess it just made me feel good to hear yet another coach tell me just to like focus on myself, and when it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. And unfortunately, time just isn't on my side, so I'm still hanging.
Girl, it's going to come together for you. It definitely will. I know you have a lot of other things that you're doing too. I know you're working. I know you have like your family's there a lot too, so you don't have like that much time where you can kind of like sneak away. But honestly though, if you can give yourself an hour and you do like that power hour, you get all of your invites done, all of your follow-ups done, all of those things done in that hour, I promise you it's going to make a huge difference. It really will. Like, you'll be surprised how much you can get done in an hour. I mean, I could probably get more done in an hour if I really focus my time and didn't just hang out in my robe all day and waste time. But if you don't have a lot of time, like you only have an hour, you need to like really get everything done in an hour. And so I know you're like me and you want to do everything and you have like all these ideas floating around in your head. And I think that's why we connected, because we're just like, we always have these really brilliant ideas, and then the next idea is like, oh, but this is so awesome. Let me focus on it. Oh, I have another awesome idea. So that's just totally the kind of person you are. And I know how it is to be like that, because I'm like that too. Like, I sat here and made like 5 PowerPoints for you guys today instead of doing things I should have been doing because I thought it was a good idea to do that. So just finding that time where you can sneak away and get the essential things done will really help you.
Sounds good.
All right. I think, was anybody else at Super Saturday? Did you go? Amber, did you end up going? No? And I know you guys didn't go, right? Nobody else went?
I know Kelsey went, but she couldn't be on the call, so she went to the one with Carl Deichler, though.
Oh, well, yeah, she was at like the awesome one.
Portland, yeah.
Yeah. I really
And we
wish
got
you
cafe
guys had
latte.
me. That I was watching videos from the Miami one because I'm like in the group because I went once to that one. That was cool. But ours was pretty awesome. We didn't have any like top coaches talk, but I got to speak, which was kind of cool. But the theme of ours was called identifying your niche. I always say it's wrong. Niche or niche? I don't know. Whatever that word is. I always mess it up. I don't know what it is. But identifying your niche/niche. And they did this really cool quiz. So I wanted to do it with you guys so that it could help you pitch to your niche. So if you have a paper and a pen, I think it'd be really cool if you could just kind of like write down your answers to this. Like you don't have to write the questions, just the answers. And then it'll really help you identify like who it is that you are targeting, because I know there's so many people out there and we want to help them all, but you really can't help everybody, and everyone has their own specific target market. So I think this would be something cool that we could do together. So is everyone ready with a paper and a pen or a pencil or whatever? Thumbs up. Okay. So the first, wait, where'd Emmy go? Oh, there she is. Okay. Let me get my cat. Hold on.
I had to get a pen, but she came with me.
All right. So number 1, what section of the bookstore are you most drawn to? Your top 3, and don't say Starbucks. You can say Starbucks if you really are. Your top 3 sections of the bookstore that you're most drawn to. All right, and look up when you're ready to move on. Okay, everyone good? Yeah, all right, number 2, what are 3 things people ask you about the most? So maybe it's about meal planning, maybe you're really good at that, or maybe they ask you about fashion tips, or maybe you're really good at makeup and they ask you to help them with that. So like, what are some things that people ask you about? So I guess things that you're good at that people want to know how to do or need your help with. All right. Number 3, if you were a superhero, what would your power be? This is a fun one. Okay. The next one, what did you like to do at 10 years old? That's a weird question, but really think about it. What's something that you liked to do when you were 10? Could be a favorite TV show, favorite, I don't know, a hobby. I like to draw pictures of clothes. Weirdo.
I did that too.
I still have them under my bed.
I do too.
I do. I thought I wanted to be like a fashion designer. That didn't happen. Okay, the next one. What did you want people to say about you? Oh, wait, not what did you. What do you want people to say about you today in 20 years? So like 20 years from now, what do you want people to say about the you, who you are like right now? Like, what do you want to be remembered for, I guess is a better way to say that. Maybe some qualities that you have, some characteristics of you, something you've accomplished that you're remembered for. Okay. And then if people who know you had to say the most memorable thing about you, what would they say? I just thought of one for me. Oh my God. It's embarrassing though. I'll tell you guys though, because you're my friends. Yeah, when I was in kindergarten, I got my head stuck in a chair, and I always, no one forgets. All through high school, that's all I heard. Oh, yeah, remember when you got your head stuck in a chair? I'm like, dude, I was 5. Yeah, that happened. It explains a lot, though, right? Okay, and then the last one. What message getting out is more important to you than money coming in? And that's a really deep and powerful question. But what message getting out is more important to you than money coming in? So like, what do you want to leave as your impact? Like, what do you want to get out to the world that is more important to you than making money at this or anything? Okay. So there's a little bit more to this. I'm going to post the whole thing in the team page so everybody can kind of do it at their own. But there are, from those answers that you have, if you look at that and you picture a person who would be all of those things, maybe like your favorite section of the bookstore, or maybe it is personal development, or maybe you really like mystery books. But all of those things are going to help you define your target market. All of your answers to those questions should kind of give you a good idea of who it is that you're trying to help and who you relate to the most, so that when you're out on your social media, you're talking to that person. You're talking to that stupid girl who got her head stuck in a chair in kindergarten. I mean, you're talking to those kind of people, and that'll only help you so much, because when you're posting on social media, like, you're not talking to everybody. Like, I'm not talking to 30-year-old men who need to lose their beer belly. Like, that's not me. I don't relate to that. I can't share my story and impact that person's life as well as I can share a story with somebody like I did today about how I used to spend a lot of money on box wine and Patron and clothes that I would never wear because I put them on and felt uncomfortable. Like, that is something that somebody that is like me would be able to relate to. So having those answers, it'll probably help you kind of get a better idea now of who it is that you're talking to. And then there are some priorities that of your brand, and that because you want to brand yourself. That is what you're doing as a coach. You're branding yourself. You're not branding Shakeology, or you're not like promoting Shakeology, although like technically you are, but you're selling yourself, because the only thing that you can offer your customers that another coach can't offer them is you. It's yourself. So essentially you need to market yourself, and you want to show people like your skills. What are some things that you're skillful at? Your interests, experiences, values. What are your priorities? Your personality. Like, those are things you want to think of when you're talking to people. Like, how are you going to let people see those things that you can offer them and that you can do for them? So those are some, just like that's a little brief overview of what like the actual training session of ours was. But I do have this, they posted it in our page, like our Philly Fusion. So I'm going to post it in the team page too. So you guys can take a look at it, because there is a little bit more to it about like being authentic and being 100% you. So I don't know, like, what did you guys think? Did that kind of give you a better idea of who it is you're trying to like reach out to and who you're talking to? Yeah. I see your heads nodding.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm glad that it was helpful. because we kind of had to breeze through it at ours for the sake of time. So that's why they gave it to us, so that we can really sit down and do it at home and really take the time that it actually deserves. So I'm glad that we did that together. Alrighty. That's really about it, other than it was really fun to meet some of the coaches on our team in person who I've never met before. We got to all hang out and went out to eat afterwards, which was fun. But it's really cool getting to these events when you do have coaches that are local to you, because you get to hang out with them and really get to bond with them. I know I never met Jenna before, so she got to come out and we got to hang out together, and she knew James, but I didn't know her, so that was fun. And the other coaches who came with us, I did know them in the past, but I haven't seen them in a while, so it was really fun to reconnect and just bring them into the environment. I know they came out all fired up and ready to go. I know Erin is like, I'm going to be Emerald before my package gets to my house. But she's so funny. But it's just really cool to get to those events and to get your coaches to come with you. I know, like, my story, like my little speech is up on YouTube, so I'm not going to really talk about it because you guys can just go watch it yourself. But it was bittersweet, like being able to be up there and talking to everybody. And because like a year ago, I was sitting in that seat as an Emerald coach, like, wow, listen to these people talking. And the person I was listening to talking was actually the guy who was interviewing me, which is kind of cool. So just look at yourself now, and if you want to talk on that stage and you want to share your story and get your message out, like that message is more important to get out than that money coming in. If that is something you want to share with people, put it on your board, put it on your vision board, and take steps every day to get to that point. Like I volunteered. I was like, hey, you need people to talk? I'll talk. It's on my board. I need to do it. It's just something that I really want to do, and I really want to get my message out there. They didn't like pick me and say, oh, this girl looks like she's successful, let's have her talk. Like I went out there, I took the action, and I said, I'll do it. I need to get up there. I need to do it. So just know that, like, if you want to do something, you have every power in yourself to go out there and do it. And I also did it because James said he wouldn't come unless I was talking. So, so I was like, well, I'm talking, so you need to come now. But yeah, so that's up on YouTube if you want to check it out. But other than that, it was just a great experience. One of the women shared that she had a really significant weight loss. Actually, I'm pretty sure that her name was Andrea. And you remember we had that picture that was floating around of Andrea with the really awesome weight loss story? That was her. And she is an awesome woman. James was starting to cry. He's going to kick my butt for telling you guys that. But he was starting to like tear up because she was sharing her story and how far she's come, and just from doing all the different programs. And she said that what really got her was she went to Hershey Park with her kids and she couldn't fit on the rides. And her son was like, Mom, why don't you ever go on the rides with me? How come only Daddy goes on the rides? And it was from that moment on where she said, next year, Mommy will go on the rides with you. And from that day, she made a commitment to her son and to herself that she was going to get herself on those rides. And she did it. And she looks amazing. And it was really cool because she had this shirt on. I think it said, like, I can and I will. And she asks in the audience, like, who needs to lose 100 pounds or more? And who needs to start that journey? And this girl raised her hand. And then she went up to her and, like, took her shirt off. Like, she had a shirt under it. But she took her shirt off and gave it to her and said, you're going to fit in this shirt next year. And it was just so cool to see that everybody stood up. It was, like, this big, exciting thing. So just being able to share those moments with people, that's what I love about Super Saturday. It's just so fun. So, yeah, I'm going to share this little quiz in the team page, and it's really cool that everybody else shared what their biggest takeaways were. It's nice that we do have coaches all over because we get to hear, like, bits and pieces from all different parts of, like, different Super Saturdays. So that's fun. I don't know what we're going to do at the team call next week. I will be in California with Lauren, so I might need somebody to host it for our team. We can figure that out. because I don't know what time I'm getting there and what's going on with that yet. So, yeah, just look. Well, we'll still have a call. I'll work something out for us. And the event is tomorrow, the live event. I promise I won't be in my robe. I'll actually put clothes on for this one. But I'm really excited about it. We have tons of videos from you guys that we're going to use. And basically, all you need to do is keep using that invite page, event page, invite anyone and everyone who you think might even have the slightest bit of interest in it. You can direct message them and tell them, like, I invited you to this page because I see a lot of qualities in you that I see in myself. I'm not sure if it's for you or not, but I just wanted you to have the opportunity to take a look if it was something that you might want to take a look at it. So no pressure. I just didn't want to not ask you. I'd feel bad if I didn't ask you, kind of thing. Just make it like really nonchalant about it. And then what's going to happen, we'll get on. I know I was talking about it a little bit before, but everyone wasn't on. Like, run through the videos, we'll take questions, and at the end, the plan is that everyone who is on there as a potential is going to know, like, how to sign up, what they're going to sign up with, and they're going to contact the coach who invited them, and we're going to get them all set up to go. So it's our first time doing it. I'm a little nervous, but if I could talk in front of over 200 people, I can talk on a video. So it's okay. But yeah, so all you guys have to do is invite people to it. I need a few of you to be on the call. We can have about 50 people on the call now because I bought the actual Zoom. So as long as a few of you are on and are able to answer questions, because I'm not sure I'll be able to see the chat box when I'm sharing my screen, because they'll be asking questions in there. So that's all that you need to do. Yeah, I'm excited for it. All right, well, does anyone have anything else they want to talk about or share? No? All right, well, I will let you guys go. I know Lauren and we have to go over some stuff for Elite, so I didn't know if you wanted to just stay on and everybody else can just log off or whatever works. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
I'll see ya. Bye.